Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. And before we get started, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification, and like. Also, send me a comment. Let me know how we're doing here, okay? And that'll help me out with my channel. So hey, guess what? Today we are going to do something so different. We're going to do something outside the box, okay? So listen, who says that checkers have to be red and black? Wow, look at that. How beautiful is this? It is blue and silver, and I outlined it with glitter. Is this a beaut or what? How would you like to play checkers on that, okay? And then with the checkers, we have two different colors, of course. I have blue with the silver crown on the inside, and then we have the silver color with the blue on the inside, okay? They're sort of similar colors, and I didn't really care too much for it, but to make it distinguished, I put rhinestones in the center, okay? I put the red one on this one, and then I put a little lighter one here on that one, okay? So yeah, going outside the box doesn't hurt a thing. So let's go in and let's make this together, okay? I'll scoot over, get your resin, let's do it, okay? All right, so we can get started. And as you can see, I have already colored in all of the squares on the checkerboard except these four. I started those two blue, but then I changed my mind. I didn't want to finish them because I want you to see how they're done. And we have everything that we need to do this, and I just want to show you. The blue is called cobalt, and we have the silver, which is a steel. It's a steel silver, and I got those from Amazon. That's the Mecca powder, and then we're going to use some of these little pretty colored rhinestones that came with something that I ordered, and we're going to use that. And then I have this little tool. Is called the dot tool. It is so handy to use when you're doing little things on your project. And it came in a pack of 5. It has like a little ball on one end, and then on the other end it's like straight and it's real pointy. Very nice tool. And you're going to need some Q-tips also, okay? And then I'm going to use this really pretty white silver confetti glitter. It is absolutely beautiful. I'm going to mix that in with the other glitter also, and we are going to mix it up in my cup. I have that all ready for us. And then we have this little pourer. It's a little cup that came with something that I ordered also. And I put my powder, my Mecca powder, on top of these measuring cups because they only need a little bit for those 4 that I'm going to do. Got my baby wipes, and this is the mold for my checkers. As you can see, I colored in with the silver in the center to pop the blue that I'm going to pour in it. So yeah, the Mecca powder, I've already painted that on the inside of that also. And I have my stirrers that I'm going to use to stir my mix when I get it done. And what else here? We have time to start putting the powder inside of the square. Now what you see me doing here is I'm using my dot tool to outline, you know, like when you paint a room, you do the outline first and then you do everything else. Well, this is making it much easier to use my Q-tip to put the powder inside so that I don't get it all over the place and into the other square that's next to that one. And you have to really be careful also because the powder will pop a little bit and may pop over into your other square that you don't want the blue in. So you really have to be very careful as you're putting your powder inside the square. And I'm going to be using my Q-tip to fill it in after I've done the outline. Right now, I'm just making sure that I got all the edges done so that when I use my Q-tip, it will be easier to fill it in. I like working with the mica powder. It's really nice, and your resin, it grabs it really nice. And here I'm just doing a little cleanup because some of it did pop over into the other square that I really don't want it to go in, because that's going to be another color, and you don't want those colors to mix in together. So yeah, make sure that you like and subscribe, and send me a comment if there's something that you have, some questions that you may have. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. And if you're working on a project, let me know what you're working on. So see how easy that mica clings to the silicone. And then after you finish filling it in, you want to clean up all around your edges, because you got some beautiful work of art you're going to do around the sides of this checkerboard. And after you finish, if you notice, I popped all the loose mica off. I just shook it off. And then when I come back, I'm going to pour. And here I am back already. And I've already mixed up the blue for the checkers, and I mixed up the sequins and glitter in my cup to go around the sides. And I'm going to set that aside and just pour my checkers first, because I want that confetti and glitter to sit and just stiffen up a little bit, because the edges around that is really thin, and if I pour it and if it's too loose, it's going to run right over into my checker. So you have to really be careful with that. You don't want your resin to be very loose. You want it to have some thickness to it. And you want to be careful when you're pouring your resin into your checkers. You don't want it to be a lot of dome on the top. You just want it to be just at the edge, so that when you push your checkers across the board, they'll glide right over. And these checkers are not very big either. They're really small. So you don't want to overflow them too much. Just not at all, really. You just want them to be nice and flat, so that when you're pushing them across your checkerboard, they'll glide right across. That should really take care of it, and it should be enough. So I had that little bit left over. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a little confetti glitter over in it to so that it won't be a waste. And I'm going to mix that up and give it a little pop in it, so it'll have a little glisten to it. And I always have a mold sitting nearby. So I have these two molds. One is a pyramid. So if I have resin left over, I pour it inside this pyramid so that I don't waste the resin. So each time I have a little bit left over, I just pour it in there. So when it's filled to the top, this is going to be a beautiful pyramid piece, like a paperweight, you know. So I have a cube also. So if I have anything left over with this project, I'll sort of put some in that cube too. I really can't wait until it's filled up so I can see what it looks like. It's going to be really pretty. Yeah, so we got that poured. Now I want to stir this, my sides, my border up a little bit. And I'm going to use that little cup because it's small and it has a little spout in it that puts that resin right where I want it to be. So I just want it to be right up against the wall, because if it runs slow, it'll run real slow to the edge of where my checker squares are. And I don't want it to run real fast. If you can see it, it's really not runny. It's just the right consistency where it won't run into my checkerboard. And you don't want that to happen at all. You just want that to stay where you put it. Okay. And you want to take your time doing it too. You don't want to make any mistakes. And this, the border is going to really look really pretty. And I'm speeding this up so that it won't bore you to death. Because this is going to take a minute because I have to go back around it again so that I will have enough. And right now I'm just taking a stick to try to make sure that it goes to the edge and not over the edge. I'd rather take it there myself so that I'll know that it's not going to run over into the checkers. And I'm using my little dot tool too. I found that using that was much better than using the stick because I had more control. And you can't make you don't want to make any mistakes in getting it on your checkers. But this was more, I felt more confident that this would help me better. So I got that all done and making sure that it has no gaps and no bubbles and no holes. And I'm going to use my leftover and put it in that cube. Look at that. So that cube has a little ways to go before it gets filled too. But yeah, I put that in there so that it'll be a beautiful paperweight also. So yeah. So I just spritz the checkers. I'm not spritzing the checkerboard because I don't want the alcohol to get on the checkers because that's powder, remember? I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to take my tool, my dot tool, and I'm going to go around the edge just like that. And why? Because I'm making sure there will be no air bubbles on the edge. Since I can't spray it, I'll make sure that I go around it to make sure I've got the bubbles, all right? All right, I'm back again here, and I have mixed up my resin that I'm going to use to pour on the back of the checkerboard. I have let that sit, the border sit. I've let that sit for about 3 hours. I didn't want it to cure all the way. I just needed it to sit where it has gotten so firm that if I was to lift the corner up, it would not run. So it's ready. So I'm mixing up the steel color because that's what I'm going to now pour on the top. That's the top that you see is actually the back. So I'm going to pour my resin that's mixed up with that steel color on the back side of my checkerboard. How many of you are loving that color for the checkerboard? That's what I mean when I say we're going outside the box. Like, a checkerboard doesn't really have to be red and black. It can be whatever your imagination wants it to be. And it'll be a lot of fun playing on a different color checkerboard. So yeah, I'm just going to pour that on there and make sure it's enough that it's going to fill the whole backside. And I'm going to mix some more color up in my other cup and pour that on there too. And I've mixed up enough, just enough to fill the back side of that. Now those checkers that are over there, I'll have to pour another set for with another color. I'll use the gun steel color to make my other set of checkers. Okay, so I'll do that. That will be already done, and yeah, we'll have 2 sets of checkers all done for you. So now we're going to wait for this to cure, and after that's cured, we'll come back and we'll demold and look at our beautiful project. And also you need to spray this with your alcohol. And here we are back, and our project has cured overnight. It is nice and hard. It's beautiful on the back. If you can see, my other checkers are done. They're all ready, and you can really see that the blues are really kind of close, but in order for me to set them apart, I put some rhinestones in the center so that, you know, the players can tell whose checker is really whose, because the color is so close. So, but I like the color. The cobalt is real. That's the cobalt, and the other one, that is the steel with the blue trimming on the inside. I gave that one a red. Yeah, the next time I'll do 2 totally different colors to pop it, but I like it. It's pretty. Yeah. And my rhinestones, I got those from Amazon, and I use the gem tack glue. I love using this. It really holds your rhinestones on whatever you put it on permanently. It's really nice. So now let's take a look at this beautiful checkerboard. We're going to demold it and let you see how it turned out. You're really going to be surprised on how that mica powder grabs onto your resin. I really love working with it. I think the next one I make is going to be a black and gold one. I love it. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Wouldn't you just love to play checkers on this checkerboard? It is absolutely beautiful. Look at that glitter that's shining and popping all around the sides. Look at that. Don't you just love it? I absolutely love this checkerboard. And hey, even if you don't play checkers, you can just sit this on your coffee table in your living room, or sit it somewhere in your dining room, and it could be such a conversation piece. It is absolutely beautiful. I love it. Who wouldn't want to play checkers on this? And hey, and it's a perfect color for a guy, for a bachelor, you know, for his decor in his apartment. What do you think? I absolutely love it. Yeah, so if you would like to see more of these type of projects, send me a comment in my comment box. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you will be notified for any other projects that I have coming up. And yeah, we can do them together. Let me know if there's something that you would like